All right. Welcome everyone. My name is Evelyn Buchanan. I serve as Vice President of University Advancement at Cal State East Bay. Whether you graduated last spring or decades ago, thank you for being here. One of the greatest privileges of this role is working to maintain our connection with you, our alumni. You are living proof of this university's impact, carrying our values and excellence into every corner of the region and beyond. So we're gathering at a pivotal moment in higher education and in our university's history. The landscape of learning is evolving rapidly, driven by technological innovation, changing workforce demands, and new expectations from students. Yet through all this change, our core mission remains steadfast: to educate students, prepare them for professional careers, and serve as a resource to the Hayward and East Bay region. So we have a very special program for you today, and during our time together, we're going to introduce you to Professor of Physics, Dr. Derek Kimball. He's going to provide a video tour of the newest building on our campus, fully funded by philanthropy, the state-of-the-art Braddock Center for Science and Innovation. And because alumni tell us that they enjoy hearing directly from today's students, we're going to introduce you to two current students who are conducting research alongside Dr. Kimball. And finally, President Sandeen will share key updates and highlights on what's happening on campus today. There will be time for you to ask questions. I invite you to please put any questions in the Q&A box, and we'll take as many as we have time for at the end of the program. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you for staying connected to this place that shaped your journey, and thank you for continuing to be ambassadors for our values and our vision. And now I'd like to introduce President Kathy Sandeen, and let's explore the state of our university together. And please hold on for just a moment. President Sandeen will be joining us very shortly. There she is.
Hi, hello, and welcome, alumni. I'm so grateful that you took the time to log in to this webinar today to celebrate you. So whether your diploma says Alameda State College, Alameda County State College, Cal State Hayward, or Cal State East Bay, it's all the same. You are very important to us and you are part of our story. We are very happy to have you as part of our family. Even though you may have graduated in different decades, under different names, obviously in different disciplines, there are some shared experiences that you had as alumni of this wonderful university, as well as commonalities. And I'd like to talk a little bit about those right now. First of all, Cal State East Bay is steadfastly and proudly a regional university, meaning that we serve the community and workforce and the members of the community in our immediate region. That has always been the case. We also are very adaptable for non-traditional students. Many of you worked while you completed your degrees, or you raised families, maybe you commuted and lived at home. Everybody has a different experience, but the commonality is many of you were first generation college students and now first generation college graduates, and you appreciate the flexibility and accessibility that Cal State East Bay provides. And then finally, when I'm out and about in the community, again and again, I hear about your stories, the value of your experience with your professors, how they gave you time and attention, and you can look back and say they were critical in your career, future career. And while we're talking about future career, let's talk about some awards and recognition that your university has received recently. First of all, about a year ago, we received a very special recognition called the Seal of Excellencia. And this has been awarded to only about 40 universities nationwide. And this is awarding us and recognizing us for serving our Latino students as well as all of our students. We were also proud to receive recognition as a top 15 social mobility university by the College Futures Foundation. We know that we transform and change lives by the education and the credentials and degrees that we provide. And then finally, talking about that flexibility and accessibility, we were recognized as one of the best online colleges by Online U in 2024. You may not realize this, but today, 30% of our enrollments are in fully online programs. For students, even if they live in the region, the cost of a tank of gas is expensive, and many of them live a little bit outlying region where it takes them longer and it's more of a challenge to get to campus, but they could still complete their degree because we offer various formats. So we continue many of the traditions that you experienced as a student at Cal State East Bay or Cal State Hayward. And as Evelyn mentioned, it's my pleasure to kick off a virtual tour of our newest building called the Braddock Center for Science and Innovation. And as she mentioned, this new building, state-of-the-art science building, was fully funded by donors, many of whom were alumni. So I'm happy to kick it off to this video that features one of our professors, Professor Derek Kimball, Professor of Physics. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Derek Kimball. I'm a physics professor at California State University East Bay, and we're here today to introduce you all to the Braddock Center for Science and Innovation. It's our brand new building that has space for student-centered research and peer-to-peer learning, and it's a fantastic place to do science. An incredibly exciting part of the Braddock Center is that over half the space is dedicated to student-centered research at the cutting edge of biology, chemistry, engineering. And so let me take you for a tour of one of the centerpieces of the research going on here at the Braddock Center, the Green Biome Institute. So in the Green Biome Institute, scientists led by Professor Chris Baesdorfer are doing experiments to study and record the genetic blueprint of endangered plant species throughout California. And they're going to study these and archive them for future studies. So this is an incredibly important job, and this is the place in all of the world where these endangered species, the genetic information describing these endangered species is being recorded for future generations. Many of the programs are undergraduate only or have master's programs, but they don't have PhD programs or postdoctoral researchers. So it's an amazing experience in terms of student-faculty research where the students, undergraduate students and master's degree students, get to do cutting-edge research working with faculty, and many of them get to be involved at a very early stage of their careers, which sometimes isn't an opportunity that you get at larger institutions where the work is done by PhD students or postdoctoral researchers. So that's one of the things we pride ourselves on at California State University East Bay and all of our science programs, is getting students from their very first year involved in hands-on research at the frontier of science. And this translates them into getting into top-tier PhD programs in science and mathematics and engineering, and it also translates to them getting fantastic jobs in the high-tech industry. One of the centerpieces of the Braddock Center is the STEM Lab. And what the STEM Lab is all about is peer-to-peer learning. So we have students who are embedded in many first-year courses in science and mathematics. And these are students, the mentors are students that have taken the class previously, done very well, and then are passing on that knowledge to the next generation of students. a super important part of the Braddock Center are the classrooms. So as you can see, the classrooms are different from the traditional classrooms that we've had in the old science buildings. They're designed with mobile tables, and there's whiteboards all around, and you can see that it's perfectly built for student group interactions to learn together. So now I'd like to show you my own research laboratory, which isn't in the Braddock Center, but I'd like to show off that in the old North Science and South Science buildings, there's still tons of amazing research going on in these spaces. So come on, I'll give you a tour. Okay, so in this laboratory, we use the tools of atomic physics. And so what are these tools? So atomic physics, our experiments involve gases of atoms, and we're able to carefully control, prepare, and manipulate the quantum states of the atoms in our gas using laser. Now, the topic of research in this laboratory is primarily focused on trying to understand what dark matter is. Nobody knows what dark matter is. It's a complete mystery. So we see its gravitational imprint on the universe, but it's invisible. So light either doesn't interact at all with dark matter or interacts only very feebly, and so it's completely invisible to our telescopes that look up at the night sky. All right, so in summary, I'd like to say that the Braddock Center has had an enormous impact on the College of Science here at California State University. And our students have gone on not only to fantastic PhD programs in all different disciplines, they've gone on to work at in the high-tech industry in the Bay Area in all different disciplines. They've gone on to become high school teachers and bringing their experiences from great teaching and hands-on research to high school students and middle school students all around the Bay Area. So it's having an impact not only on our students, but the East Bay region and nationally and internationally. So it's really made a huge difference in many, many people's lives, and it keeps on giving. So thanks so much for joining me, and congratulations to everybody who is a part of this amazing thing.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and thank you, Dr. Kimball, for putting the time into helping us make it. It really brings that wonderful building to life. And thanks also for emphasizing that it's not a replacement for our older science buildings. Those are still in full operation. It's an augmentation, a complement to those buildings. So that's wonderful. Now we have something very special for you. We have two of our students, current students of Professor Kimball's. We have Sabria and Katie, who are here to answer a couple questions about their experiences working in real world science at Cal State East Bay. So I'll just throw a question out there and either one of you can answer it. The first one is, what is it like working on this research with Professor Kimball? What excites you about the work that is going on in his lab?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm a fourth year physics student here at Cal State East Bay. And what I really enjoy about being a physics student here is like Dr. Kimball mentioned, being at the really forefront of science research as an undergraduate student and getting these opportunities to work in a high-level research lab, collaborating with my peers, with faculty, and getting hands-on experience that I think will serve me in the rest of my academic career as I go on to graduate school. And what's really exciting for me as an undergraduate as well is by working on these projects, these research projects with Dr. Kimball and other students, I also get to be a part of an international collaboration with many other physicists across the nation and across the globe, and really kind of pushing the boundaries of the research that we're doing, looking into the nature of dark matter and getting a hands-on experience that is different from the stuff that I'm learning in class. And so really kind of bolstering my experience as a young student, as an undergraduate who is experiencing real research for the first time. It's just very, very exciting, and I'm very happy to be a part of it all.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And Sabria, what experiences have you had that have left the biggest impression on you?
Ooh. Hello, my name is Sabria. I am also a fourth year senior physics major. And honestly, I want to say the whole thing. So every time I think of working with Dr. Kimball, I think of the little kid from Meet the Robinson who is always so eager and interested in doing physics and doing science and wants to share with everyone. So he goes super into detail and he loses you for a second, but then he brings you back into reality with these crazy analogies that really make sense to you. And for me, I am an engineer at heart. So Dr. Kimball analogies are represented for me. And so by working with Dr. Kimball, it allowed me to do national lab internships where I was able to do those internships based on, okay, I just need to find a little funny analogy to make it my own research and to make sure that I'm understanding the work. And then so it just kind of all transitioned. So now I'm ready for grad school so I can do it to the other undergraduates who come after me. I don't know if I'll be as out there, super high energy as Dr. Kimball, but at least I'll be there to support my students.
Well, I think you can be just as high energy as he is. Dr. Kimball, you want to say a few words about what it's like to work with undergraduate students and particularly Katie and Sabria?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, first off, Katie and Sabria are absolute stars and just fantastic to work with. And I think one of the things that's so special, and, when I myself was an undergraduate student, I had the opportunity to do research with a professor, and it blew my mind and opened a whole new world for me. And that was one of the reasons when, I started looking for a position, I wanted to go to a place that prioritized undergraduate research in a place where I could grow a program to give that first experiences to students to translate what they're learning in the classroom into right at the frontiers of science, and to do that at a place that's accessible to students from all different backgrounds. And that to me is what Cal State East Bay is all about. Like, we are this wonderful regional university for the people of the East Bay, and it's a place where you can come and your dreams can really come true. I mean, this is such a fantastic place. And, I want to make sure that we give the people of our region those opportunities and the students in our region those opportunities. And so, yeah, I mean, Katie and Sabria are very humble, but they are award-winning scientists. They have absolutely have done spectacular work in the laboratory, in the field, developing new ideas, super motivated. And, I think working with students keeps, on research in particular, keeps the my life and my work super alive, super exciting, and always seeing things with new light. Things you may have revisited before, when you explain it again, you see it in a different way and gives you new ideas. So I think that's one of the beauties of working with students in the research lab, is leading to all sorts of new discoveries. And our lab, honestly, the work that goes on at Cal State East Bay is second to none. I mean, we are internationally known center of research. So, it's very exciting.
It is exciting. And I know you are also humble because a lot of this work is funded through major grants. Can you just touch on those a little bit? Because I know our alumni would be very proud to know this.
Yeah. So, it's a wonderful thing. So we have been funded continuously since 2007 by the National Science Foundation in a series of continuing and renewed grants as sort of our research program sort of wound through different topics in fundamental physics. So like I mentioned in the video, we use the tools and techniques of atomic physics to do particle physics, to look for new forces, new fields beyond our present theory of particle physics, the standard model. And we've come up with all sorts of new ideas and different ways of exploring these things. And we've luckily been funded by the National Science Foundation. We actually are continuing to be funded by the National Science Foundation, even in these very difficult times. And there's possibly new grants on the horizon that should be coming through too. So, I think the fact that we're seen as a great investment for science it says a lot about the environment that we've been able to create here at Cal State East Bay. So yeah, and I know credit to all. It's not just me; it's like this entire team of staff, faculty, students that make this place successful.
Well, great. In closing, maybe I'll put you all a little bit on the spot with a lightning round. And if you could come up with 1 or 2 words that you feel encapsulate your experience at Cal State East Bay, and maybe we'll start with Katie.
Oh,
Gut reaction. It doesn't have
mind blowing.
Wow. Thank you.
Mhm.
Sabrina?
Grateful.
And Professor Kimball.
Yeah, the thing that comes to mind actually is our motto. Is that what it is? Per aspera ad astrum, through adversity to the stars. I mean, that to me is the perfect description of our university, our students, and physics, right? Through adversity, we are resilient, we overcome, and then we achieve amazing things and discover just the wonders of the universe. So that's awesome.
Well, thank you for taking the time to share your experience in this presentation today. I know our alumni appreciate it. So now I'll move on to kind of the state of the university, if you will, just some updates on some major achievements that we've achieved over the past couple of years that you may not be aware of. We entered into a pretty major reorganization of the colleges here at Cal State East Bay, specifically to look at creating a College of Health. We had 5 departments that were healthcare related, but they were scattered across the university in a variety of different colleges. So starting this fall, we did establish our College of Health, and we have the College of Health is made up of the departments of nursing, public health, kinesiology, social work, and speech language hearing sciences. Those are existing departments and they have existing facilities, but now they are organizationally combined. And this makes these programs more visible to students who are interested in healthcare careers, which is the #1 growing career area in our region. So there's a lot of interest. And I'm also very interested and excited about the possibilities of creating new programs. So we still have 4 colleges. Those 4 colleges are the College of Business and Economics, the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences, the College of Science, you just saw a lot of that, and then our new College of Health. So we're really happy that this is a major achievement that was accomplished over the past couple of years. Next slide, please. Another thing that we were able to achieve is conduct leadership searches in order to, oversee these different new colleges. So first, we're proud to announce Dr. Anthony Muscat joined us as our provost and vice president for academic affairs. So in that role, he's our chief academic officer, and we're so happy to welcome him. He had been the dean of engineering at Wichita State University. Leading the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences is our own Dr. Carrie O'Neill. She's been a professor of human development for many years here at Cal State East Bay, and we're really proud to be able to appoint her as the Dean of College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Joining us from Humboldt State, Cal Poly Humboldt, is Dr. Carmen Bustos Works. She is our new Dean of the College of Science. And then also, finally, Dr. Sonia Lenz Rashid is our founding Dean of the College of Health, and she comes to us from San Francisco State University. Next slide, please. In the coming year, we will even expand our leadership with a new vice president for enrollment management and student affairs, our new Associate Vice President for University Extension and International Programs, and we will be doing a recruitment for a new Dean of the College of Business and Economics. That's a big chunk of work over the next academic year, and we look forward to announcing new leaders who will be joining us going forward. Next. You may have heard that Cal State East Bay is part of a very innovative program, initiative called the San Francisco Bay Region Network. What we're doing is combining with Sonoma State University and San Francisco State University to develop a unified administrative structure for many administrative functions. So it doesn't make sense that we all have separate IT, separate procurement and accounts payable, separate HR. With the number of employees and the number of students that we are serving, we could fulfill all that work with a single unified structure. So we're working on that now. And the benefit is more streamlined processes and savings, budget savings through this initiative. Next slide, please. Something new that we have on our campus is a much more expanded and scaled up career center called the Career Empowerment Center. The idea is, how do we take the services of resume writing and how do I plan and prepare for an interview, mock interviews? How do I write a cover letter? How do I look for jobs that align with my skill set? How do I find an internship? How do I find a mentor? Is there an opportunity to visit employer sites so I get an idea of what work will be like in the future? How do we infuse more career-related content into all of our courses? That is the goal and the vision of the Career Empowerment Center. We're very grateful that a donor helped fund this scaling of these services. And we also recently received a grant from the state of California to scale it even further. It's our hope that every student from day one, whether they come to us as a first-year student or a transfer student, they get involved in looking at the next steps of their career. We want our students, we know that's the number one thing that our students care about. That's why they're completing their degree. It's for career advancement and social mobility, and we want to continue to be a leader in that area. How do students prepare for that first job after graduation that will position them for a career of a lifetime? And many of you as alumni can get involved because we do alumni panels in various industries. Our students really do like to hear from people who've had a similar experience to them. It makes it much more feasible, realistic for them. And that's an important thing that we want to do. So if you can help us, please do. Next slide. And here I am showing the photo of the year from Cal State East Bay, and it helps me talk about a couple of things. First of all, for the past few years, the California State University system has held a little contest, a friendly competition among all the campuses. We all submit our photo of the year, what we think represents the year, and they're voted on and judged. This was our submission for this year, and I show it to you because it features our new mascot. So rest assured, alumni, we still are the pioneers, will always be the pioneers. But for a period of about 8 years, we didn't have a mascot. It used to be a character called Pioneer Pete. And many people felt that that particular image as a mascot was a little bit obsolete. So we had a selection process. We identified local birds or animals that are indigenous to our region, and our campus voted on those, and they selected the peregrine falcon. So the peregrine falcon is our mascot. And then we held another vote to name the mascot, and the name that won is Perry. So Perry, the peregrine falcon, is your new mascot. Perry, the pioneering peregrine falcon. Pioneer will always be part of our identity, but we needed a mascot. And here we have the great costume. We've been bringing Perry out to events involving the community members and young kids. They get very excited about the mascot and about learning more about Cal State East Bay. And that's the whole point. So now we have an opportunity to move into the Q&A section. Chrissy, I think you're moderating. Do we have some questions that people have?
That's right. Thank you, President Sandeen. The first question is hard hitting. It's we know that the budget has been a concern for the university. Could you share about the university's current financial position and any strategies that are in place?
Right. Well, first of all, I want to reassure everyone that we are in a good position financially. Yes, we've had some challenges. You probably heard that last year the governor proposed an 8% cut to the state allocation to both the California State University system that would affect us and the UC system. Fortunately, as we went through the budgeting process and through much advocacy, and many of you alumni perhaps were involved in contacting your elected officials or going to Sacramento to speak on our behalf, we were able to reduce that cut down to 3%. So from 8% down to 3%. It's still a cut in our state funding, but it's more manageable. Cal State East Bay also experienced an enrollment decline following the pandemic. It's understandable. Many universities had similar experiences, and that does affect our finances because that's tuition revenue. But we've been very successful at stopping that decline and having a small increase this year. So we're very happy about that. So all these elements are in place to position us in a healthy way going forward. We still have to pay attention. We still have to trim where we can. The San Francisco Bay Region Network is one area where we will achieve savings by combining administrations with 2 other universities. So we're working hard, and but we're meeting those challenges as they come at us. Thanks.
Thank you. The next question we have, which anyone feel free to put additional questions in the Q&A function. This question is, with all of the things we see in the news about higher education, how can we as alumni advocate to support the university and the CSU as a whole?
Thanks. That's a great question. And the CSU, as well as Cal State East Bay, we're really realizing that our alumni are an untapped asset to help tell our story. When we as leaders go to Sacramento, those elected officials know exactly what we're going to say. But if our graduates can go to meetings and tell their personal stories about how the university has positively impacted them, that goes a long way in shoring up support for the university. So in the springtime, we typically will send out a call for alumni who are willing to write letters, who are willing to go on visits, who possibly, if we're invited to testify, might get involved in that. So there will be a structured way for you to get involved to support the university, and we really appreciate that. We're focused mainly at the state level. That has the greatest impact on us in terms of our revenue to run and operate the university, but there may also be opportunities to do similar advocacy at the federal level.
All right, and then you asked this question, and we're going to turn it back to you. Yeah. What's one word that you would describe as your experience with Cal State East Bay?
Oh my gosh, I would just say transformational in all ways. Transformational in the sense of what we offer to our students and their families and their financial future. I myself am a first-generation college graduate. I was first generation at a time when we didn't even have a word for it. And my life would have been completely different had I not. And I did attend a CSU, a California State University campus. I attended Humboldt State University for my undergrad. My life would be completely different if I had not done that. So transformational for our students transformational for communities, providing the workforce that is needed by the employers out there. Many of our graduates go on to run or work at community-based organizations. Many are teachers, social workers, healthcare providers. This is something we couldn't operate as a region without it. So transformational for our region, but I think transformational for me also as a leader, being able to really focus in on our mission. We have fantastic mission alignment here at Cal State East Bay. As you could see from the interview with Dr. Kimball, we're here for the same reason. We care about this region. We care about our students. We care about advancing them. And it's so transformational to be a leader at a university where everyone is laser focused on what we need to do. So thanks for that question.
And that's all we have as far as questions go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about the university. Thank you, alumni, for your interest. And I hope that you will come to an event or you will respond when we put out a call for alumni panelists in our career empowerment center or mentors for our students, or if you have internship opportunities at the companies where you work, we would really appreciate that involvement. So thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in.